All right. It's 93.3 WMMR in Philadelphia. I'm here with Steve Carell and Paul Rudd talking about Dinner for Schmucks. Thank you guys for talking with us today.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Is this your third movie together?
It is.
I wanted to ask you about something that happened in 40-Year-Old Virgin, where, Paul, you're referencing Matt Damon, and you're watching Bourne Identity together, and it was one of the first times that pop culture references really started creeping up in mainstream movies. And I saw Funny People the other day, and they referenced you in that movie. Why do you think that never happened before in comedies, and seems to happen a lot in comedies now?
I don't know. That's I don't know why it did, or why. A lot of times we'll be improvising stuff in this, and maybe we're just not. I'll speak personally, not smart enough to reference anything else. I recognized Matt Damon, so I said that.
Right.
And then for me being referenced in Funny People, it was, Judd directed it, and Seth and I wasn't in it, but they never told me that.
Right.
So when I saw the movie, when I saw it with them, I couldn't stop laughing. I thought that was just really cool and really weird.
It's kind of cool that it came full circle like that, And it just seemed like in comedies in the 80s and 90s, you didn't see that as much anymore, and today it's not uncommon.
It's kind of, wow, yeah. The thing that I feel really bad about this is I couldn't be a bigger Matt Damon fan. Like, Matt Damon is about as cool as they get.
Right.
And yet in that I seemed like I was kind of like slamming him. I thought, oh God.
Have you seen him since?
No, I'm kind of nervous. I don't know him really. I've seen him before.
He's going to slug you. He's going to slug you in the face.
Yeah, and as well he should. As same with same with Coldplay. And same with any of them.
Oh, who else did you, Michael
McDonald, who I love.
I ran into Michael McDonald.
Are you serious?
At Regis and Kelly, and he was like, haha, yeah, really got me in that movie.
Okay.
He was the nicest guy.
He is incredible. That, by the way, was scripted. I won't take credit for that. I love Michael McDonald. The guy's got an amazing voice, an incredible voice. And, by the way, his song at the end of the South Park movie is so funny and awesome. And it's like, I know that if I ever meet him, I'm just going to be apologizing like crazy. I hate that.
Musicians love him. I got to meet Dave Matthews one time, and somehow we ended up talking about Michael McDonald.
He's unbelievable.
And he wouldn't stop talking about Michael McDonald.
Yeah. He seemed like a really nice guy.
Do you know Matt Damon, Steve?
No.
Just talking about the South Park movie, like they're much more brutal than you were, Paul, in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Matt Damon is one of those guys, I think, that they realize, like, oh, wait a minute, he's super cool.
Right.
I think he's just a cool customer.
You guys are kind of cool.
Speaking of Michael McDonald, this is what you should do if you haven't. Check out the Rick Moranis on SCTV Christopher Cross Michael McDonald video. It's really funny.
Okay. You were just in Philly shooting a movie, right?
Yeah.
Did you? Are you a Phillies fan now?
Yeah. I am a Phillies fan. And there are a lot of Phillies players that I really liked a lot of the players.
Yeah.
This is a weird thing about also fantasy baseball. You start rooting for teams differently. I was never a Phillies fan. I was a Royals fan, and you guys beat us in the 1980 World Series.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many players on the team that I really like. So it was pretty exciting. I got to go to a Phillies game, and it was awesome.
That's cool. There's a girl from Kansas City. These guys won just because their friend won. But a girl from Kansas City is here because she's able to swallow her own tongue. And so she'll be in a little bit, so you'll have lots to talk about.
That's really
But
weird.
by the way, I love this movie, and I know we're talking about Dinner for Schmucks, or we haven't yet so far, but it's really, really funny. I laughed a lot. We saw it last night. But it's also really sweet. And Steve, your character is a dorky kind of a guy, and he's a pain in Paul's ass, but he's really nice too, and he's somebody that you root for and hope nothing too bad happens to.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's very earnest and well-meaning.
Did you did you laugh a lot at the mice in the movie?
I was fascinated by the mice.
Yeah.
The mice were beautiful. The way those guys created, I think it really said so much about the character too, that here's a guy who would create these mouse dioramas with such detail and such artistry. So yeah, I was a fan.
I was blown away. Their poses are so human-like.
Yeah,
and
it's
you're looking
amazing.
at it was absolutely fascinating.
Have you seen them? I think they're here.
Yeah, apparently we get to do an interview with the mice later, and
It's going to be very boring.
Yeah.
Very one-sided. They don't talk much.
But yeah. All right, so I think we're done. Thank you so much, Steve Carell and Paul Rudd. This is a great movie, Dinner for Schmucks, and thank you for speaking with us on MMR.
Thanks.
Thank you
Pleasure.
so much.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Philly.
And say thank you to Travis because he gave them the trip.
Thank you, Travis.
Travis, thank you so much, and best of luck. Congratulations on the birth of your child.
Wonderful. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks a lot.
Can we get one picture?
Sure thing.
Awesome.